What's going on, guys? This is twitch.tv/Blanca138 back here talking some NCAA. What a weekend! And I'm here to talk about the breakdown of the West side. That is your down and left over on your bracket, on your page that you signed up for. Nowadays, it's not a paper anymore. Everything's online. And I just want to let you know that I was perfect in this Sweet 16 as far as the West goes. Everywhere else, I was atrocious. I'm going to tell you that right now. But in the West, on one of my brackets, I had two brackets. You know, I like Mike and Mike, and they would talk about the brackets of integrity and the brackets of they talk about the brackets of whatever. You know, you make one the same as all of them. You make two. You make. I don't know if you ever saw it before. Either way, the bottom line is we're gonna go break down the West. And honestly, if I was a coach, I would tell all my players one thing and one thing only. You have to break this tournament down into 3 separate tournaments. And your first tournament is only with 4 teams. Your second tournament is with 4 teams. And your last tournament is the Final Four with 4 teams. It's easier to go around that, and you just got to win every tournament. And it's winning the NCAA tournament looks like a big feat, but if you break it down to these little tournaments, it's not so bad. And you'll see when I get to Syracuse, when I get to the Midwest, you'll see what a break that they've had. Even though they were in the Sweet 16, I mean, they've gotten some teams that, you know, good for them. Good for them for getting a lucky draw the way they are. But can we say something? The ACC has just done it, with the exception of Pittsburgh, who lost to Wisconsin. You know, a lot of people don't think Pittsburgh should have been in there. A lot of people don't think Syracuse should have been there, and that's fine. I get why people say that. But the ACC has proven that they are in it to win it, and not only that, but they're getting about $30 million towards the ACC division program because they're doing this good in the NCAA, and because they are not facing anybody, they're not facing themselves at all in this round, so they can potentially go to the Elite Eight. You know, in this round, I'm not going to talk about the Elite Eight round because again, if I say something wrong, there's no reason to go over a game where a team doesn't even exist. So I'm just going to go over the Sweet 16 first rounds, and I'm going to break down the West. And we only have 4 teams. Again, there's 4 teams in this tournament, and it goes Oregon, Duke, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma. Now, everybody thought that this division was a kind of a breakout division for anybody to come out of here. A lot of people had Texas A&M. You know, all the Duke fans have Duke. Obviously, Duke has always been up there. Oregon's the 1 seed, and Oklahoma, I mean, this guy Heel, whatever his fucking name is, this guy is just crazy. I mean, he is literally taking control of this team, and it makes me wonder, can Oklahoma be that team? Because if they don't have Heel, or Buddy Buckets, as they call them, Buddy Heel, Buddy Buckets. If they don't have Buddy Buckets going off, you know, who else do they have on their team to score? And I'm sure they do have guys, but can a guy step up like Buddy does? And right now, the Oklahoma Sooners are facing Texas A&M. Now, I'm just gonna say off the bat, Texas A&M, good team. Talk about resiliency, beating Northern Iowa with 44 seconds left and 12 points down. Like, wow. I mean, talk about crumbling at pressure. Like, Northern Iowa, all you have to do is just throw the ball as high as you can and just hope for a prayer. Like, just don't give it up to the other team. Like, don't try and throw it off his leg. Like, just launch it somewhere. Like, who cares? You're down by this many points. Let him throw it at the end of the court like a punt. Punt the fucking ball. Who the fuck cares? Like, how do you lose a game like that? And you know what? If Texas A&M, if this game comes close, I want to say Oklahoma is in for I don't know, because this team just doesn't seem to quit, and something, the aura around this team, I don't know what it is. But that being said, Northern Iowa was taking control of this game, and because of that, I'm going to have to go with Oklahoma here. Oklahoma has literally VCU is good. VCU is good, and but I'm going to have to take Oklahoma on this. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to go with Oklahoma over Texas A&M, strictly because, Texas A&M did what they did with Green Bay, but, I mean, come on. It's fucking Green Bay. I've never seen them in the NCAA tournament. And Northern Iowa took out Texas. Now, Texas is a decent team. And Northern Iowa, remember, Northern Iowa was they were fourth in their division. And they won their tournament, so they were as hot as any team. So I think they were good. Maybe they were obviously a little better, but Northern Iowa, remember, has promise because they've been in this tournament and they know what it takes to win. Texas A&M does not have a lot of experience. They have really good guys. They don't have a lot of experience, and I think Oklahoma's a lot more experienced. And I think Oklahoma has shown that, this guy Buddy's probably going to go first round NBA if he keeps playing the way he is. So we're going to go with Oklahoma. Our next game is going to be Oregon versus Duke. I'm going to take Duke. There's no way I'm taking Oregon. Oregon almost lost to not almost lost to St. Joe's, but I didn't think St. Joe's was good to begin with. But they beat up. They came close to Cincinnati. They beat them pretty close. But listen, Oregon, come on. I can, even though that Pac-12 is supposed to be really good, they haven't shown me anything. They've shown me that they've been a crock of shit. And Oregon is not an NCAA team with a lot of credentials. And Duke is that team. And if I know NCAA basketball, and I've been following for, not long, but 15 years, give or take. Oregon, where have they gone? Past the first, second round, maybe. And Duke is always there. And I'm gonna go Duke and Oklahoma. Those are my picks there. I got Duke and Oklahoma. If you look at my last video, I did the last video on the South, and I had Maryland and Maryland Villanova with actually Villanova with Villanova probably taking it. And I don't want to go past the next round because I don't want to say it could be Duke versus Texas A&M. They could, and Texas A&M might win. So it is what it is. But I'll tell you right now in the West. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I got Duke, Oklahoma, and I got Duke. You know what? I'm gonna. Okay, if Buddy Hield has a big game versus Texas A&M, that'd be 3 big games in a row. This guy would be unstoppable. There's no way that Duke is stopping this guy. If he gets cold, I don't know. I don't know what Duke's going to do about this dude because he is good. He's really good. And even though I have Duke in my bracket winning, I want to say Oklahoma. Just from what I've seen them play, Oklahoma's good. So there you have it, folks. Just for kicks, we're gonna play a Street Fighter 4 match. I'll talk a little more because I'm really interested in what's gonna go on this weekend, especially with I live in Syracuse, so even though Michigan State's my team and they were embarrassed, but Syracuse had a chance to avenge my Michigan State Spartans, and they did by murdering that Middle Tennessee team. And that's just awesome for Syracuse and this town. This town is really a big college. Everybody from everywhere just comes and see these games. And we know that Syracuse isn't good, but the fact that they're in the Sweet 16, come on, we know how to cheer, man. This town's gonna go crazy. So I really can't wait for that. Friday 9:00. You can bet that we're gonna have a good time here in Syracuse. But anyways, I won't waste any time because I did have a lot of time on here, so it's almost at the 10-minute mark. And if you like, leave a like, guys. All right. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the subscriptions.